Alrighty. Fuck. Alrighty. Shit. So, is this, holy shit. Okay, I did a boo-boo before this. I, was trying to find, like, a video, because I saw a video on YouTube, and it was some, like, trans woman getting berated by this douchey-ass conservative chick who was, like, pissed about her using the restroom. And, fuck. I accidentally, like, opened up, I just put it in, like, this normal search bar, and I accidentally, like, clicked open, like, a porn link, and I didn't mean to. So, I'm like, oh, fuck, I just showed that on YouTube. Great, so. Anyway, we're gonna pretend that never happened. At all. God damn. I guess I'm trying to figure out how to put, like, I'm trying to figure out how to put a better image for this, which would just be nice, but, anyway. Where are we at here? Because I gotta do this anyway. So the claim is transgenderism is a natural part of human diversity per our scientific understanding. So, if you don't value science, get the fuck out of here, because none of this is going to be worth your time, because you just don't agree with that premise. So, anyway, science has shown that being transgender is a natural part of human diversity. Gender identity is the internal sense of being male, female, neither, or some combination in between. And when I say internal sense, I mean in your brain. The terms transgender and gender diverse cover a range of gender identities and gender expressions. These terms move past the idea that all people can be classified as only one of two genders, female or male. That idea is called gender binary. So there is scientific evidence for the biological basis of transgender identity. For example, studies have found differences in brain structure and functions between transgender and European individuals. And this is talking about a bill that was signed banning transgender people from using the public restrooms. Discussing scientific evidence. Okay, so Georgia's insane. I hate Republicans. So, in the wake of this legislation, between the gender lines, the science of transgender identity explored what was known at the time about transgender identity, discussing scientific evidence for its biological basis, as well as the social and psychological ramifications of binary gender classifications. Regrettably, both the text and the figures in this article were being abused by those seeking to support their own beliefs. As such, we decided to remove this article in 2021 to prevent its further misappropriation by individuals and groups seeking to oversimplify this complex subject and promote views that lack a scientific basis. We still believe in the value of rigorous scientific research about transgender identity and encourage you to read the published peer-reviewed studies that we cite in the original article. If you are interested in learning more about this topic, linked below. Alright, so transsexuality. Oh, can I click these? Damn. That's interesting. Let's see what else it says here. It's important to note that being transgender or gender diverse isn't linked to I guess there's more up here, isn't there? The European Network, or ENIGI, is the largest study of transgender people in the world, and it's unique. Most studies are small and look at outcomes of people who have already undergone hormone treatment and surgery. So that's huge. It's important to note that being transgender or gender diverse isn't linked to a specific sexual orientation. The sexual orientation can't be assumed based on gender identity or gender expression. Gender dysphoria is a feeling of distress that can happen when a person's gender identity differs from their sex assigned at birth or from their sex-related physical characteristics. Some transgender and gender diverse people experience gender dysphoria at some point in their lives. In summary, science recognizes the support and existence of transgender individuals, and there is ongoing research to better understand the biological, psychological, and social aspects of being transgender. I hope this information helps. So, yeah, I mean, there's evidence to suggest it's taking place in the brain. There's a fuck ton of questions you could ask, though. I mean, I kind of want to look at this. The three. I mean, whew. Finding long sought insights. So this was in 2019. That's pretty cool. I need to go back to school so I can get like access to the shit. But yeah, I mean, this is like, if you're not gonna read like massive studies anyway, like you might as well just come back and talk to this. So let's see here. This looks interesting. Rearing orientation. Okay. Efficacious in regard to pronouns and why. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the concerns about this, they generally tend to stem from a misunderstanding, because there's a lot of writing on this. Some people are like, oh, I'd rather just have it be simple. Like, yeah, you might rather have it be simple, but that doesn't mean that it's right, is what it comes down to. This one's interesting. Should transvestic fetishism be classified in the DSM-5? Yeah, it just tells you it's important, and that's the thing. Like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is just the liberal." I mean, all the conspiracy theorists are just gonna be like, "It's the liberal left just destroying everything, you know, taking over propaganda." Which, I mean, it's not like you don't engage in propaganda yourselves. If you make a mistake, apologize. Okay, yeah. Cool. Way of excluding them. If you're unsure of someone's pronouns, it's always a good idea to ask politely. If you make a mistake, apologize and try to do better. Cool. Nice. But yeah, I mean, like, even if I were to go through like one study, Scientific American, isn't that like a really conservative site? Or no? I'm trying to remember. Should not. Abigail Sagui and Julie Williams recently published an op-ed that Scientific American website advocating that we begin addressing everyone general, rather than binary pronouns. They assert the act of gendering highlights gender when it is not relevant in social interaction. For instance, they draw on data from audit studies showing that when a job candidate is identified as a woman, this identification puts the candidate at a stark disadvantage. They draw on psychological work. Lead to poor performance. Just that even the act of drawing attention to one's own gender can lead to poor performances on cognitive tests? What? As a corrective, they suggested that something of a universal assign approach. They argue that using the gender-neutral third-person pronoun they could reduce discrimination and bias in social situations and even reduce the cognitive load on which the person being gendered. As a parallel, Williams offers the quick adoption of Miss as a model for... Okay, I mean, this isn't really, like... Yeah. Are we trying to just agree with their proposal? Gender is an important part of their identity, and actively avoiding the act of gendering manifests as another form of violence. A violence that trans/GNC people have been fighting against throughout the long history of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and two-spirit, holy shit, experience. Furthermore, this proposal is embedded in a particularly Western approach to language. Languages that don't have gender pronouns are still riddled with strong gender norms. This is true. In some ways, those languages make it more difficult to signify a confirmation of trans. Lastly, it is important that in this kind of research, researchers treat trans/GNC subjects as active agents and productions of knowledge rather than the objects of study. We worry that this research, although it claims to engage with LGBTQ people, has failed to do so in ways that it counters us as people rather than as conceptual stand-ins. Yeah, it's not well-founded. The prior research, interesting, contradicts both our own experiences. Yeah. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm trying to be empathetic in the sense of, like, I'm trying to be empathetic and it's like, okay, what's, like, a genuine reason why you don't like this? Or why you're against this? And I'm trying to be, like, you know, cordial. I really am. But, like, there's all kinds of stuff we could talk about. I mean, does science, like, okay, first off, I think the big thing is, should we move away from, I think this is fundamental, why should we move away from traditional gender standards? That's the fundamental question, I think, of the whole thing. Like, because most people just, it's too complicated for them, I think. For one, traditional gender roles can lower self-acceptance and self-esteem. So that's pragmatism. In addition, enforcing traditional gender norms can even have health risks. A majority of millennials surveyed in one study argued that gender shouldn't define us that way. As the way it has historically, an individual shouldn't feel pressure to conform to traditional gender roles or behaviors. Another study found that 50% of Generation Z members believe that traditional gender roles and binary gender labels are outdated. I mean, yeah. So it does seem like you could say increase self-acceptance and self-esteem, and self-acceptance is a big deal. And so is self-esteem, because if you aren't confident in yourself and you're trying to live a life, like, it's just terrible. I mean, people take advantage of you, you're never sure of yourself, you can't really function. But when you are confident in yourself, things go well. And you can do what you want to do, and you can function better, and you're not always worried about what other people are thinking or doing, and yeah. Now, I think, so I don't think that's too controversial. I mean, there is the example of people who detransition, but those are small. There's not many of those. So we'll look at the big picture data, not just the one thing. So, I'll just put it here. What about detransitioners? The big thing is really just, like, trying to get in somebody's mind, like a turf or something. And that's the thing, most people, they socially transition. They don't undergo, like, surgeries or anything. For the ones that do, and for the ones that do, that's a way tinier than the aggregate trans population. And then you have the ones who detransition are even smaller. It's like, I don't know, a couple people. It's really nothing. It's not much at all. Let's see here. That's the thing, like, they usually, for, like, bottom surgery, which is what most people are scared of, that takes place at like 16, and they're usually given a lot of time to express their gender experience. Health-related concerns, yeah, that's valid. Finding that the transition does not alleviate the gender dysphoria, a negative social environment, and financial concerns. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people can't afford it. It's expensive. It sucks. Academic research into detransition is underdeveloped, and yeah, that's the other issues. There's not a lot of it. I mean, it's like if you're gonna beat up on me for not having enough science, like it's way fucking more than any of this shit that you guys are claiming. It's just double standard, really. But it's important to note that detransitioners are crucial to the science of gender care. Understanding the reasons some transgender people quit treatment is key to improving it, especially for rising number of minors, seeking a transition. So, yep. I think the other thing is, I mean, because that's the big fear is that there's kids, it's a problem. But a lot of, like, for the most part, it's kids who experience this. Like, everybody experiences it young. What is the average age of trans people who are someone Yeah, 3 to 5. I mean, that's pretty young. So, the other common one I hear, because most people, they like to, use the strongest ones, like, oh, why can't I identify as an attack helicopter? Well, I could just ask this. I mean, can't I identify as an attack helicopter? So, it is. It's often used as a way to mock and dismiss the experiences of transgender and non-binary individuals, which is level 1 engagement with everything. It's a deeply personal experience. It is not something that can be chosen or changed at will. Identifying as an attack helicopter, which is an inanimate object, is not a valid gender identity because it does not reflect the reality of human experiences. Alright, what is gender? Because that's the other thing, and then I'll ask the famous Matt Walsh question. So let's see, here we go. Socially constructed roles, behaviors, expressions, and identities of girls, women, boys, men, gender diverse people. So this merely refers to how we portray ourselves and how we feel internally. And so it doesn't matter if you want to identify as a woman or a man or something in between, or if you just don't feel like the pronouns apply to you. So, and it turns out that that's just more accurate than saying that, oh, gender and sex are the same thing and we are just what our biology is. Because a lot of times it's not how we feel on the inside. So, and there's shit on, like, the gray matter of the brain and lots of shit like that. So, I mean, you may not like it, and I think a lot of the reason why people might not like it is because it's so diverse. Like, there's a ton of different things you could identify as. Some things that are probably gonna be added. Like, it feels like it's way too volatile. So, yeah. But, I mean, like, I don't like it if people identify as Nazis. I think that's fucking stupid. But you can identify as a Nazi. I just think you're dumb. The same with, I mean, if you think you're, well, let's see here. Let's see what this says. And let's see what comes up here. Because I know there was some people who would, like, transition to cats and whatnot. Or, long story. Stalking cat shit is what I'm talking about. I wonder if this is okay with it, though. There are some people who identify partially or entirely non-human, either in a spiritual sense or in terms of not being comfortable in their own body. They feel like a dragon, an alpha wolf. This is known as being otherkin, is not considered a mental illness, but rather a freedom of expression. Many otherkins admire certain aspects of their kin type, the animal they feel akin to, and seek to develop their own characteristics to mirror them. However, it's important to note that identifying as an animal is different than identifying as a different gender. Gender identity is a deeply personal experience and is not something that can be chosen or changed at will. Hope this information helps. Should we alter legal structures to adjust, or I'll say to benefit transgender desires? Let's see what it says here, and then we ask it about the other kin because that's interesting. I mean, you can say you're an attack helicopter just like you can say that the Holocaust was fake. You could say, you know, tons of shit. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I know others have criminalized. In many cases, transgender individuals face discrimination in employment, housing, healthcare, and other areas of life. The ACLU is fighting for transgender rights in the courts and legislature at both state and federal levels. Okay. I mean, that's the thing though, like, you wouldn't let someone who identifies as like, it's not, there's no problem letting someone who identifies as like a fucking dragon, you know, like play a sport. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, you know, the other kid's different because it's like, I mean, it's weird. I'm curious. I don't know if I can ask this. Can I ask that, or is he going to yell at me? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just playing the other side real quick. Aren't we not respecting their identities? Yeah, I mean, like, you're never gonna allow, like, if part of your identity is to cut other people's dick off, like, we're not gonna allow that, you know? And honestly, I mean, you do way worse shit to animals than have sex with them. Like, who says this? Oh, shit. Yeah. I just gotta say that because it's legal, but I mean, we do way fucking worse shit to animals and have sex with them. Not that you should have sex with animals. Like, it's likely not a good thing, and I would not recommend it. Anyway. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, you would do this for anything. Like, okay, you see what's realistic. If it's realistic to allow trans people in sports, you do it. But I think just most people don't want to put the thought into this, and that's why ultimately your side is losing. And more people who are thinking about it, asking questions, and are getting a more detailed description of it, are ultimately going to be the ones who push it forward, which it's being pushed forward, and as a result, more people are agreeing with it. So you can just sit there and get mad at it, or you can learn about it, genuinely assess it and not just ask stupid fucking questions like, oh, can I be an attack helicopter? You know? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, like, you could be a racist, technically, and, you know, that's fine, you can be a racist, but we're not gonna let you fucking kill black people or something like that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So there's a line. There's a line. I think with animals it's a little hard. With gender, it's easier to defend in the sense of it's easier to classify because you can just say, oh, like, here's what people of this particular gender generally do. You can, I mean, like, if a woman dressed 100% as a man, would they still be, you know, a woman? Like, yeah, I mean, if they identified as a man, that's fine, but maybe they're just like a tomboy who likes to wear man clothes. Like, I mean, I don't think either's incorrect or either's wrong. But yeah, genders, it's social norms and portrayals and forms of expression that they do with how they dress, how they talk, how they refer to themselves, stuff, you know, that, yeah, it's not hard. What about transabled? That's another good one. I think I know what it's going to say about this. Like, there's no science behind this. These people blind themselves. I don't think I'd be comfortable with this. With the whole bottom surgery thing, I mean, I'm trying to answer like all the hard ones and not just get away with easy shit, so. Trying to answer like all the hard ones and not just get away with easy shit, so. There we go. For people who identify as disabled despite having fully functioning bodies, they may. Oh, shit. Let me. What is the article? Okay. Yeah, transabled people are they identify as disabled despite having fully functioning bodies. They may feel strong desire to become disabled, often though the amputation of a limb or the impairment of a sense. While it is important to respect the identities of all individuals, it is not advisable for anyone to intentionally harm themselves or impair their own disabilities. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that there's not really time to explore these ideas, and that's where the big deal comes in. So if you're going to explore the notion of if you're going to like with gender, you get to explore the gender. They give you a lot of time to do that. It's throughout, you know, maybe from like when you're 8 to 16, and then they're like, okay, now it's time. Like, if are you really certain that you want bottom surgery? You know, like, that's what it looks like effectively. with something like transabled, like, you might let them. It's hard to mimic having a disability. Like, maybe you let them walk around with like a blindfold. That's a good question. Like, would it be okay if we allowed transabled people to... This is the thing, if the goal is functionality, like, it's hard to say that these people are going to function better when they're missing a leg or something, or they're missing their eyesight, you know? Bill, possibility of living as disabled. Ah, jeez. Transabled individuals are people who identify as disabled. Okay, yeah. She said the same fucking thing. them time to explore their gender before undergoing major surgeries. Also, we can do like hormone therapy for like people. I mean, with animals, I mean, like if you want to be a fucking dragon or some shit, like you have to go undergo major plastic surgery and construction. It's like, ugh. Okay. It doesn't seem like you have a clear philosophy on this. Which is, I mean, it's okay, right? But it would be nice. I think a lot of it is like with transgender people, like, what is the population of transgender people? Like with us, there's actually like science for it. You know, if it's one person somewhere, I mean, yeah, 1.4 million people identify as transgender. Yeah. I think it depends on a bunch of things. I think whether the population, like how big it is, and whether this is like a reoccurring phenomenon, which this does appear to be, hence the 1.4 million people that have it. How many, I'm curious, how many people have, I can't spell this, schizophrenia? I'm curious. It does seem like a lot. So this means that there are estimated 78 million people worldwide who have schizophrenia. Yeah. Yeah, I've never had this, but I mean, from my understanding is that a lot of people can't really. Yeah, that's fucked. I think the thing is functionality. So a lot of people with schizophrenia have trouble functioning. I mean, it seems like transgender people, I can look this up, but transgender people transgender people do transgender people function normally if they don't face stigma and social opposition? Yeah, that's the thing. They can function normally otherwise. And something cosmetic, I mean, we allow everybody else to do it. Like if somebody has a really disfigured nose or something, like, you know, and they don't like it, and they want to look more like appealing, you know, that's fine. But at the same time, this cost money. So I don't know. I mean, I can see why people would, if you blur the line to just insanity, and you take out utility and efficacy, then I think if anybody's advocating that, then maybe that makes sense. But I think a lot of this, especially with like perhaps the transabled or the other kin, like there needs to be some discussions on what the hell is gonna happen here. Like if you get like fucking dragon plates, like just plastered on your face and just extreme plastic surgery to give you like a fucking snout, and you can't really function in society, or like, you know, nobody's gonna hire you for a job. I mean, but like holy shit, there was that stalking cat guy, and he like fucking got a lot of plastic surgery, so he could be a tigress, and it's fucking weird. And I mean, I feel like that guy needed help, but I don't know What condition did the stalking cat person have? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Stalking cat was the nickname of Dennis Abner, a man who underwent extensive body modification to resemble a tiger. Yeah, part of it is we just don't know. Okay. I think that's it though. Like with sports. I mean, sports are a big part of your identity, you know? And I mean, it doesn't have to be it, but like let's say you were put on this earth to like play basketball or something, right? To say that you shouldn't because you have this mental condition that in which you want, you know, you feel like you were born, that you're a different gender than the one that you were assigned at birth. Like it's really hard to say like, oh yeah, you can't play basketball now, or you can, but you just have to play it in the man's field, even though you've taken hormone therapy and puberty blockers. Well, just, you know, hormone therapy, which is like just bone weakening juice. And I'm actually curious, does hormone therapy reduce bone density? Because a lot of this is just testosterone and estrogen affecting our bodies over a long period of time. But we're way similar when we're younger. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna be a case by case basis, but generally, like, yeah, like hormone therapy has an effect on stuff like that, so that's fine. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I could read a shit ton of articles and bore everybody, which would be cool. But like, you know, you can just find like a bunch of like pretty good papers that you know, summarize stuff. And then honestly, what's cool is you can actually go with the studies as well. To like, you can like go through a study. So like, if I were to go to 20,000 results. Oh, it's Jay Harper. Joanna Harper, yeah. So we'll go through this and then we'll call it a night, but let's go through the study. Because most people can't read this shit anyway, right? You know, like. But it's cool how you can literally learn anything. Okay, goddammit, can I, citation? Will you help me? Because I want to actually, like, read this study and figure it out. See what it says. I don't know if this is gonna. Let's see how accurate it is. So, the goal here is just to get better at reading studies, even though this is boring as fucking shit, but oh fucking well. So, objectives. We systematically reviewed the literature to assess how long-term testosterone suppressing gender-affirming hormone therapy influenced lean body mass, muscular area, muscular strength, and hemoglobin. And hematocrit, or HCT. Anyway. Design, systematic review. Alright, I don't know what that means. I don't know what... I guess it's just a review of literature. So it's kind of like a meta-analysis, I guess. I do know what that means. Yeah, they systematically review the shit that's been written. So the data sources are these places, and they were searched in April 2020 for papers from 1999 to 2020. Eligibility criteria for selecting studies. So eligible studies were those that measured at least one of the variables of interest, including trans women, and were written in English. Okay. So, yeah. So basically they used English studies and one variables of it. I'm confused what that is, though, because they say the criteria was for those that measured at least one of the variables of interest, included trans women, and were written in English. So they included trans women, although I'm interested in what that means, too. So 24 studies were identified and reviewed. Trans women experienced significant decreases in all parameters measured, with different time courses noted. After 4 months of hormone therapy, trans women have hemoglobin HCT levels equivalent to those of cisgender women. So that's just the hemoglobin and the HCT. After 12 months of hormone therapy, significant decreases in measures of strength, lean body mass, and muscle area are observed. The effects of longer duration therapy, 36 months, in eliciting future decrements in these measures are unclear due to paucity of data. I actually don't know what that word means. Define, please. The presence of something in only small or insufficient quantities or amounts. Okay, gotcha. So the effects, so this is a limit on the study, basically. So the effects of longer duration therapy, which was 36 months, in eliciting further decrements in these measures are unclear due to the limited amount of data. Notwithstanding, values for strength, LBM, and muscle area in trans women remain above those of cis women, even after 3 months of hormone, or 3 years of hormone therapy. Okay. Gotcha, so those were still higher. So, conclusion. In trans women, hormone therapy rapidly reduces HTB levels. It'd be similar with cisgender women. In contrast, hormone therapy decreases strength, lean body mass, and muscle area, yet values remain above the observed in cisgender women even after 3 years. These findings suggest that strength may be well preserved in trans women during the first 3 years of hormone therapy. This is an open access article distributed in accordance with Creative Commons. Okay, yada yada yada. Interesting. So that's just a summary. Basically, this is the fucking abstract. So they found that after this was after 3 years. It lowers it, and they probably shouldn't be competing in men's sports, but they also probably shouldn't be, I don't know, it's standardly higher, is what it's saying. So I'd be curious what, Jesus, this is so long. So I'd be curious what the difference was, which I'm sure we'll go into in a second here. Introduction. Currently, the world of sport from grassroots level to elite is facing the challenge of how to include transgender people in sporting competitions. Regulations governing the participation of athletes from outside the sex/gender binary have existed since 1940s. Presently, world athletics requires that transgender athletes and athletes with differences of sexual development have testosterone levels less than or equal to 5 nanomoles per liter. Is that what that is? Define. Son of a bitch. It's I think it's nanomole, right? I think that's nanomole per liter. Yeah, nanomoles per liter. The concentration of a substance in a solution. Okay. So testosterone's of less than or equal to 5 nanomoles per liter in order to be eligible for the female category. Okay. So that's the world athletics, which people might still disagree with, but I mean, I'm not sure what the average woman. I wish we were just all fucking born with proper brains. That'd be great. But it sucks. Okay. Interesting. So, 0.52 to 2.43. So they say 5. I wonder. Ugh. Is there a big difference in although I think, to be fair, like, okay, I don't need them. Okay. This is the thing, some women could have 5 and you would never be like, oh, like, sorry. With animal per liter. This would be interesting. Or 2 okay, damn. I don't know how that affects female performance, but maybe I should just keep reading. Basically what I found is like no woman has 5. Like no cisgender person has 5 nanomoles per liter on average. Alright, so there's been heavy criticism of this and previous testosterone-based regulations. Nice. Although no openly transgender athlete has competed in the Olympics to date, the increasing visibility of gender-diverse people in society means that sports administrators and legislators must create rules to accommodate athletes from outside this sex/gender binary. I can understand this because, like, we still need to. It's hard to just deny these people their livelihoods just because they have this condition, and it's already hard enough. So I can see them trying to like set a realistic, thing to get to. There are many quantifiable performance-related differences between male and female athletes. In contrast, the performance-related differences between trans women who have received gender-affirming hormone treatment, GOT, and cisgender women are less clear. Nice. Okay, so the performance is still different. Is less clear, even though there's the testosterone difference. So GOT for trans women consists of anti-androgen agent plus the introduction of exogenous estrogen, with the goal of altering the hormonal milieu and, as a result, feminization of the body. To date, there have been no prospective studies investigating the changes in athletic performance in transgender athletes after hormonal transition. In non-athletic transgender populations, studies are commonly focused on clinical outcomes such as bone health. However, studies in non-athletic trans women undergoing GOT also report changes in lean body mass, muscle cross-sectional area, muscular strength, and hemoglobin, and or hematocrit, or HCT. These parameters are of relevance to athletic performance. In endurance sports, HGB is of importance. HGB is a protein carried by the red blood cells that is responsible for transporting oxygen from the lungs to the peripheral tissues. Low HGB, or HCT, the volume of red blood cells compared with total blood volume, can lead to diminished supply of oxygen to the tissue, and therefore have a direct effect on endurance performance. Typical values for HGB differ between males and females, with normal values ranging between 131 through 179 gallons per liter. What's G? Come on. What's G/L mean? Oh, grams per liter. Holy fuck for men. I was gonna say gallons, that doesn't sound right. Yeah. 131 to 179 grams per liter for men, and 117 through 155 grams per liter for women. So HCT values are also higher in males, 42% to 52% than females, 37 to 47. Testosterone exerts erythrogenic effects that results in increases in both HCT and HGB. Since GOT significantly lowers testosterone levels in transgender women, it is possible that they may experience reductions in HCT and HGB, which would be anticipated to negatively affect endurance performance. In sports, demanding speed and power, muscular strength, and the ability to generate high rates of force are recognized as key determinants in athletic success. In cisgender males, increases in testosterone due to the puberty promote muscular strength in association with increased muscle CSA and increased lean muscle mass. It has been hypothesized that muscle retains a long-term memory, allowing it to perform tasks that it has undertaken many times previously, and myonuclei retention is thought to play an important role in such muscle memory. Myonuclei number is increased with training and with use of anabolic steroids. However, detraining does not diminish the myonuclei number. It has been hypothesized that the cessation of steroids may also not lead to the reductions in myonuclei number. Hence, it is possible that strength advantages gained when training in high testosterone environment may not be fully reversed by testosterone suppression. Gotcha. It is possible. Understanding both the physiological effects of GOT on athletic women, on athletic performance, and the time course of these effects is of importance to decision makers and those undertaking policy reviews. While it is known that testosterone levels are markedly reduced in transgender women taking testosterone suppressing GOT, the effects of this hormonal change on physiology and the time course in which these changes occur are less clear. Individual studies provide crucial primary research on the topic, but a systematic review is warranted to provide a robust summary of available evidence, because bone mineral density studies have already been subject to systematic review. This review focuses on physiological changes included by GOT in trans women that affect athletic performance, specifically LBM, CSA strength, and HGB/HCT. The aim of this systematic review was to 1. Summarize the current state of knowledge as it relates to the changes and time course of these changes in physiological parameters associated with athletic performance in non-athletic trans women resulting from GOT, suppression of testosterone and supplementation with estrogen, and 2. Consider the potential implications for participation of trans women in elite sports. Material methods, search strategy, and selection criteria. This systematic review was conducted in line with preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis, PRISMA guidelines. 2 electronic searches of 4 online databases, Biomed Central, PubMed, Scopus, and the Web of Science were completed 15 months apart. The first was performed by BSK in January 2019, and the second by JH in April 2020. Two sets of search results were compared by GLW. The second search identified novel data from 3 additional studies using the same cohorts as 3 studies identified in the first search. The more recent search also identified 3 additional recent papers. Reference lists were also searched for additional citations pertinent to the review. These searches combined terms related to trans women, gut, muscle, and blood parameters. Each study was initially categorized based on its design, e.g., for example, cohort case control, and examined for quality in line with the Effective Public Health Practice Project, EPHPP tool. This is a generic tool used to evaluate a variety of intervention study designs and is suitable for the use in systematic reviews. Having content and construct validity. Based on the EPHPP, 6 domains are evaluated. 1. Selection bias. 2. Study design. 3. Confounders. 4. Blinding. 5. Data collection method. Alrighty. So this is just the study selection, quality assessment, and data extraction. Each domain is rated as strong, 3 points, moderate, 2 points, or weak, 1 point. 1 point. And domain scores are averaged to provide overall mean rating. Based on the overall mean rating, studies are rated as weak, 1 to 1.5, moderate 1.51 to 2.5, or strong 2.51 to 3.0. For longitudinal studies, data were extracted to examine changes in LBM, CSA, and HGB/HCT, and trans women taking GOT. Longitudinal studies are basically just they follow the person over a specified period of time. Curious, real quick. Gotcha. 10-4. So, let's see here. Data were extracted and examined in LBM, yep. In cross-sectional studies, which I'm not actually sure what cross-sectional means, so let's figure that out here. I've heard it before, I just can't quite remember. Okay, it's basically where they take data from a plethora of different individuals at the same time. Okay, they're observed without influence effectively. Okay, cool. In cross-sectional studies, data in trans women were compared with data from both cisgender men and cisgender women. The study authors were contacted if there were any questions regarding presented data. In this regard, authors of 9 studies carried out by the European Network for the Investigation of Gender Incongruence, ENIGI, were contacted regarding potential overlapping participants. Another author was contacted to clarify graphical data content. Research. Figure 1 shows the search strategy following the Prisma guidelines from an initial yield of 795 articles. 24 studies were included in this review. Following information was extracted from each study: name of the first author, country, year of publication, number of trans female participants, number of cisgender male and female participants where applicable, duration of any follow-up, type of medical treatment, method of measurement, evaluation time, and results. Here's the, let's see here. Identification, screening, eligibility included. Articles identified through database search, 795, Biomed Central 151. These are, how many studies they used, or articles they used. Title and abstract screen 622. Full text articles assessed for eligibility. Articles included for review 24. Duplicates removed 173. Excluded after reading title and abstract 581. This is a lot of fucking work, by the way. Full text articles excluded 17. On population 2. Methodology 10. Review or meta-analysis 5. Gotcha. So that's the strategy, and kind of the data set they were drawing from. So, Based on the mean EPHPP scores, all studies were categorized as moderate in quality. The individual scores are listed in the online supplemental table too. Nice. Oh, I see. Okay. These articles are so long. Selection bias, study design, co-founders, planning. Okay, that's pretty nifty. Study characteristics. You know what? I think. Alright, so we don't have to go that much further. We'll keep going here. So, table 1, study designs. This is just study designs. Utilize a follow-up study design comparing participants' measurements before initiating hormone transition. Several months after hormone transition. Endocrine transition were varied. Yeah. Problem, like, you talk to most people about this, gonna have no fucking idea what it means. Dual energy X-ray absorptiometry report decreased lean body mass by 8.5 to 5.4% in association with GOT, 12 months of GOT, also decreased muscle. CSA, okay. There was much debate on whether and when transmission should be permitted to compete in the female category of sport. Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, it's hard. You gotta figure it out. So, but I think one day we'll probably get to a point where we can help people transition properly. But yeah, no. Let's play one more game of chess and then we'll call it a night. Lead chess. But I am tired and it's late. Just do a chill 10-minute one. Yeah, it's hard, man. That's one study, so. But it is hard to just like strip people of their identity. What is this fucking guy doing? Jesus. Okay. This guy's a fucking idiot. I don't even know what to do. Alright. Do that, I guess. It's fine. Yeah, cool. I don't even know what to say. Should probably make this a bit simpler. Here he'll take and then maybe take my queen. Dick fucking move. Guess we could do this. I'll do that shit any day of the fucking week. I'll probably take back. Did I take? I can. Shit. Alright. Tis fine, tis fine. I don't have a lot of places to go with this guy. Sucks. Sucks a lot of dick. Go here. Couldn't quite take. This guy's obnoxious. And somehow he's actually getting away with this shit, so I think what I am going to do is something like this. Which you will probably come back. In which case I will take here. Dick. And you will probably go there because it's the smart move. And then I will come here. fucking trapped or some shit. But I can kind of escape here, so it should be okay. Should be okay. I am talking in like a louder voice too, but it's late as fuck, so I'm not gonna worry about it now. Jeez, do this, I guess. What are you doing? You gonna fuck me? Oh, dick fuck. Thank you. Good one, bro. Real solid work. Okay. Alright, that's a threat. How about this? Try to cut me off like that. Prick. Okay, fuck. I do have to figure this out, though. I have to figure this out. What can I get away with here? Holy shit, I can't do it. Go anywhere. Fuck. All I have to do is this. Oh, not really. So you can go there, but I will take your look. I don't like that very much, bro. So you should move your king back, in which case I will check you. So if you go here, right? That's what I have to fucking worry about. I check you. You will take it. And then I can maybe... what else I can do? If I did this, you would probably just go... Ooh, that could be annoying. Or I could take... This is good too, though, because, I mean, he's gonna have to, like, take this. Okay. Maybe I didn't think this through. I'm gonna do this as well. Move your queen right there, maybe. But my queen can escape now, which is good. I got a temple. Maybe it was better the other way. I don't know. I'm too tired to figure it out. I'm tired from that article. It's been a hot minute since I've like read articles on shit like that. So, if I do, fuck. I gotta think, man. I'm gonna come here. Right, you're gonna back the fuck up. Cool. Now what can I get away with here? With this discovered ass attack? Not much, I guess. Well, maybe I will. This night sucks, dick, bro. I mean, jeez. Why don't we try this, right? Oh, it's fucking a check. Well, it doesn't matter. You can go there, and I will take, and you can take. That could be good. Oh, you just did that? Oh, fuck, that's right. Well, that's a... it's not, though, is it? Okay. I'm still winning, but it's not okay is what it comes down to. He's got these bishops which suck. But I can bring you in, maybe? Didn't think that through. I'm gonna do something boring like that. That probably wouldn't be great. Oof. Really? Shit. I just realized that at the last second. Too tired for this game. I am too tired. I just fucked everything. Guys, I'm gonna be an idiot, but probably won't happen. Like scared myself. Fuck. Okay. Should have done that, I think, instead. That would have been better. I don't really have anything great. Dang it, man, you suck. You suck a lot of dick right now. This guy really sucks. I'm down. Ugh, fuck, man. I have 2 rooks, but he's up 2 points technically. Okay, be that kind of guy. Can I seriously not go anywhere? That's fucking hot. That was dumb, but oh well. This guy is such a fucking bum, jeez. Just support shit, I guess. That's the plan. Okay, I can take you, right? That's not good. Yep. Fucking lose it, don't you? Okay. If I take, you go here. This guy sucks. Or I suck, I guess. Either or. Oh my god, Jesus, David, take the fucking thing, bro. God damn it. You're such a cunt, man. Jesus. You're such a cunt. Take my fucking shitty pawn, or bitch. Just use your brain, David. Seriously. So, what do we got here? Alright, I think we're done. I can't play anyway, so. Well, cool. Thanks for watching. This was long. And, yeah, I will see you later. Alrighty, bye.